Tommy gonna blow all this shit up.
He's my partner, bro.
Is anyone working with Tommy?
No, he's a lone wolf now.
That nerve, Egan.
I will burn that motherfucking coalition to the ground before I let them take it from me.
I will always be here for you. I love you, my son.
I know what life I'm signing up for. I'll be Tommy. Make him suffer.
This gonna be the battle of our fucking life.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. If you're watching this, we're officially 1 week or less than a week out from the premiere of Power Book Force, the last and final season. And with that, we have been receiving new exclusive leaked episode titles and descriptions for the very first few episodes of this upcoming season. And with that, we get a lot of clues, hints, and details about what's going to take place. And if we connect this to all the events that took place at the end of last season, we could put some details together of how everything's going to play out, potential character deaths, betrayals, and the war that's going to arise that could possibly lead to the appearance of Tariq joining in, helping Tommy escape Chicago. So we're gonna go ahead, get into it, break all of it down, talk about the episode titles, descriptions, and where we see the storyline going from this point forward. And I'm also gonna make an updated video on my final death predictions for this season on Sunday, so you guys let me know your death predictions down below. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, usually with these leaked episode titles and descriptions, we go one by one. I read them off and then break them down, talk about what they could be alluding to and everything like that. But for this one, we're going to read off all four of the first episode titles and descriptions. And then I'm going to talk about what scenes they possibly connect to in the trailer and also what they're referencing from the last season of Power, of course. So let's get right into it. The first one says, what some of the biggest obstacles off the map. Tommy faces new opportunities and challenges in his quest to take over the Chicago drug game. Now, obviously, this is just like a baseline introduction to the main core of the season, which is going to be, they don't give you much for the first episode. But then episode 302, a seat at the table, it then says Tommy's ambition sets him on a dangerous path, testing his alliances and endangering those closest to him. Now, once again, moving on to episode 303, there's always a price to pay. It says, as Tommy does damage control with allies, Diamond and Jannard devise a plan to deal with D-Mac, and Vic plots his next move. And last but not least, episode 304, time to see the king. It says Tommy finds a way to protect D-Mac and Jannard mends fences to please Shanti. We get a lot more information in 2 through 4 that I think makes a lot of sense and lines up to what we're hearing in the trailer, especially the pieces about Tommy's ambition, dangerous paths, and testing his alliances, endangering those around him in episode 2. Because we hear all throughout the trailer of Jannard telling people they got to pick a side and Tommy fucking shit up. But of course, we hear Diamond saying, but that's my partner.
Y'all gotta pick a side and pick it right the fuck now. Tommy gonna blow all this shit up.
He's my partner, bro.
He also the reason motherfuckers getting shot.
And we already know that Diamond and Jannard made a deal in the last season to give up D-Mac to King Kilo, because we know D-Mac went and killed King Kilo's nephew, Mad Dog, because Mad Dog killed the son of the girl Diamond was dating. That whole situation went down and D-Mac went and got revenge, showed Diamond, so they said they got to get him out the way. We know Diamond and Tommy got into a fight at the end of the season about Tommy leaving Vic alive. So Diamond never told Tommy that they planned to get rid of his nephew. So we see that Tommy, him doing this is gonna make it more likely for Diamond to wanna betray him, to just go behind his back and do what needs to be done, especially if they want to keep the coalition alive, everything running smooth. 303, talking about Tommy does damage control with allies while Diamond and Jannard devise a plan to deal with D-Mac. This is when I think everything is set in motion to get rid of him.
We're gonna lose what we built with no damn body.
Now, honestly, I didn't know if they were going to continue the King Kilo storyline. Like, I know they obviously couldn't just drop it, but obviously the actor that played King Kilo, Glenn Big Baby Davis, I believe he went to jail, or he's in jail for some fraud or wire or scam, some shit like that. So maybe they just recast him as another character, but it looks like D-Mac is going to be pivotal, the focus point of this entire season, which is where I saw it going anyway. So that makes a lot of sense to me. We also see that one of the descriptions talks about Jannard mending fences to please Shanti and Tommy finding a way to protect D-Mac. Now this is relevant and important because we hear Shanti in the trailer as well warning Tommy, saying he needs to watch his back,
Need to watch your back.
look out, everything like that, which is crazy and weird because we know that her and Jannard has been plotting against him this entire damn time, and she did finally help him with the whole Claudia situation, playing both sides, and then they tricked her at the end, everything like that. But still, I didn't know that she was like fully on the Tommy train, which looks like that's the route they're gonna go. And I already made the prediction that if Tommy does leave Chicago, because we know him and Tariq are getting a spinoff, maybe he takes D-Mac with him and everything like that, that he leaves the keys in Shanti's hands. She's gonna be the one running, controlling everything when it's all said and done, especially if Jannard and Diamond are really planning on betraying him like we see. Now, another thing is, a lot of these descriptions, I think it alludes to them obviously trying to take out D-Mac. We see them all going to a funeral, and we hear Tommy's mom saying, make them suffer, make them pay, get them all, basically. And then this is alluding to a possible big death. Everyone is obviously expecting it to be JP, which makes the most sense. And I think all these lead to episode 4 and 5, in which we hear Tommy tell D-Mac, it's time for me to teach you the game the way Kanan taught me and Ghost.
Be baptized into this life, just like Kanan did for me and Ghost.
So I think this is the stepping stone. Him, D-Mac being back in danger from Diamond, Jannard, Tommy is going to understand that he has to just teach him the game, because this is the only way at this point. How long before he finds out that Diamond and Jannard set this all up? He does say in the trailer as well, talking to Maria, if they try to take the coalition from him, he's going to burn it all to the ground. And we also do see multiple shootouts and scenes taking place, especially one important one where we see them all in the church, possibly at JP's funeral, and it looks like Jannard is waiting, staking outside to take out Tommy or D-Mac when the opportunity arises, because he fucked up. He probably killed JP accidentally trying to get to D-Mac, and this is what ultimately creates this big gigantic war. Now, I think another thing that could possibly happen and comes from all this is Miguel and Tommy, I wouldn't say necessarily squashing their beef, but possibly teaming up against CBI and everything like that. I said Tommy could leave the keys in the hand of Shanti, but I think it's very possible he leaves it to Miguel as well, especially because we know he gets Maria back, and he gets her back relatively quickly, and we see her pointing a gun possibly at Miguel. It looks like she's in his club or lounge or wherever the fuck they're at, and we hear a conversation between him and Maria throughout multiple trailers. So he gets her back relatively quickly, and I don't think Miguel will stand for that unless it came to some kind of deal, or he realized he loved his sister. I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be life or death when it comes to them two by the end of the season. Possibly he decides to team up with him if that's his only option, because CBI once again is betraying him. Another thing we see, one of the descriptions mentioned, like I said, Vic, what's he gonna do next, everything like that. This nigga still working with the FBI, the cops, and I don't know why Tommy left him alive. I think he's officially gonna get killed this season. We already seen him getting like tortured by Diamond in the trailer, and I think we do see Tommy pointing a gun at him towards the end of the season. In a scene we see, or at least I believe it's Vic, he's telling him he always wins no matter what. I think this is definitely his last and final season. Like, he's gonna get packed up, because I thought Tommy left him alive to use for information to have on the inside, but this nigga is still trying to bring Tommy down or feed information to that girl detective, and I don't know what he hopes to gain at this point of bringing Tommy down. We're just gonna have to wait and see for all that. But overall, I do think this season is looking to make D-Mac more pivotal character, because I think he's going to be essential to the spinoff for Tariq and Tommy, both his nephews meeting. I think he's one of the characters that he want to bring with them wherever they relocate to, if they go back to New York, if they go to LA, whatever. I think that's why D-Mac is going to get more shine and spotlight this season, and that's why I think the death of JP is inevitable, because it's going to be big character development, because him and D-Mac have been on off these last few seasons, and it looks like they're finally going to make up this season, and it's going to be too little too late to repair the relationship in the long term, but at least they're going to get that one final conversation with one another, so that's going to be cool to see. But unfortunately, yeah, my nigga JP, he's out of here. Overall though, that's it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything down below, and shout out to my subscriber who DM'd me these episode descriptions. And like I said, we're less than a week away. I'm excited. You guys let me know your debt predictions coming up very soon. Your debt predictions for this entire season. I think we all have JP, so let me know 2 more that people probably aren't looking for, but you have a gut feeling that they're gonna get killed. Also, let me know if you believe Tariq is showing up this season, and whether you think the spinoff will be taking place between Tariq and Tommy going forward, because we already know obviously it's confirmed, but I don't know. Tommy is supposed to be quote unquote dead in New York, but Tariq, at the end of his show, he was like a ghost. He's off the grid. He really could do and go wherever he wants. So I think this is a big chance for them to relocate somewhere else. So let me know your location ideas down below for that as well. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe though, and I'm out.